Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ, and in this video I just want to show you how you can get persistence for things like the Hesco boxes and the motor oil, the experimental capsule, the 30 round coupled standard mag, the CattleProd and the StunBaton. So this video is for server owners who have added these to their servers in their types.xml, but on server restarts this stuff is disappearing, and your server players are probably going, wait a minute, I found a Hesco box and I've filled it up with dirt and it disappeared on the server restart. What's going on? And you're like, well, I don't know, it must be bugged. However, there is a way of sorting it out. Just bear in mind that with the Hesco wire mesh barriers, which are great for building sort of walls and things like that, the text is wrong. So yeah, see how it says fill when it wants to be emptied, and when it's like that, it says empty when it needs filling. But it works fine, and it will stay around for server restarts. Motor oil is something we used to have to use in vehicles to get them going. You don't need to use it anymore, so it's a bit of a strange thing. There's the experimental capsule. I'll tell you what I haven't put down here is the Defibrillator. That's another cool thing that you can play around with. The CattleProd and the StunBaton, which need batteries. But again, I'm not sure how well they work. But really, the star of the show is really the Hesco barrier for me. This is something that people like to use when they're making bases. So the file we need to edit to make this work is the cfgignorelist.xml. So on a local server, it will be inside your missions folder. So you go to missions and go into, say, DayZ Offline.ChainRisk+ and cfgIgnore will be there. I'll show you where it is on a live server in a second. And when you open it up, it will look like this. And what this file does is, on server restarts, any items with these type names will not spawn in, so they'll be deleted. So if they're already there, they'll be gone. It's important that you don't just delete all of these, because some of these things don't work anymore or aren't in the files anyway. So for example, the Wolf, the Hoxton mask and the Dallas masks, they've all been replaced with the new Payday masks, and the banana masks, the bandana masks as well have got a new class name, and the transit bus doesn't work. I don't think it even spawns in, not quite sure. The spear works in a different way, and the wrecks are different as well. So what you want to do is you just want to comment out the specific things. So for example, in the case that I just showed you there, I've commented out the CattleProd, the Defib, the StunBaton and the coupled standard mag. And the way that you do that is that, if I show you on this one, so I go to I click to the left of CattleProd and I put in a left arrow bracket, then an exclamation mark, then 2 dashes or 2 hyphens. Then I go to the end of the entry. Ooh, let's click there and put 2 dashes and then the right arrow bracket, and that turns this into a comment. So when the server reads this file, it gets to this bit and goes, oh, that's just a comment, I'll ignore that. So it's nice and easy to do. Now to do these ones, because we want to do all those 4, what we can do is we can do left arrow bracket, exclamation mark, dash dash, and then we can go to the right of the Easter egg and go dash dash right arrow bracket, and that comments out all of those. Then we want to do the StunBaton, didn't we? So left arrow bracket, exclamation mark, dash dash, after it dash dash right arrow bracket, and then the mag. So left arrow bracket, exclamation mark, dash dash, and then after the type, dash dash right arrow bracket. So nice and easy. Now whenever you do anything like this, what you should always be doing is going to something like an XML validator online. I'll put a link in the description below this video, and just make sure that you check it for errors, because it's really easy to make errors. Right, so that one's fine, that's cool. Now if you're on a live server, let's go back to the beginning. You go to the web interface and you want to go to your file browser. Obviously I'm using Nitrilo as an example here. You go into your missions folder. So for PlayStations it's PS missions, for Xbox it's XP missions. Go into DayZ Offline.ChainRisk+, and then in the mission directory you will then find cfgignorelist. Now the best way to edit it is to download it and then edit it locally on your PC, so you can then validate it. However, if you must, you can click on it and you can do this online. Just be very careful that you type everything correctly, because it's difficult to see mistakes. So for the CattleProd, so we do left arrow bracket, exclamation mark, dash dash, then afterwards dash dash right arrow bracket, and we will do that for the things we want to keep. Click Save Changes, restart the server, and that would then take into effect. If you're watching this and thinking, wait a minute, how do I get the HescoBox to spawn in the first place? Well, it's in your types.xml. So let's see what we got. 125 vanilla. So on a vanilla file, if we do a search for Hesco, for example, it's not even there, is it? No, I don't think it is. If we search for box, there's going to be loads of those, isn't there? Yeah, it's not even there. But so it's called the HescoBox, like that. Let's just have search, see if it's in Control F. No, it's not even in the file. So it's called the HescoBox, and you would have to create an entry for it. So type name equals X HescoBox. So the best thing is to copy something else industrial, like an axe or a hammer or something like that, and then give it a nominal, give it a minimum, give it a category usage, make sure it's counted in the map, and these will then start spawning. In fact, a probably good thing to copy is actually the metal sheet, because that will be it's a similar sort of size, isn't it? So it'll spawn in similar sort of places, and you can do that for the other things, but that's for a different video, how to get these hidden things spawning in. But that, my friends, is how you give the HescoBox and these other items persistence so they don't disappear on server restarts. Hopefully you find this video useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more, the same, press subscribe, and of course I'll see you again soon.